You'll agree on the fact that cricket is a game that many of us grew playing. But it's hard to imagine how much more difficult it would be if you were playing on the level of Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli has been one of the best cricket players in the world for a few years now. But what exactly makes him so good? Why is he so successful in his career? In this video, we'll look at how he started from humble beginnings and became one of the most successful cricketers in history. But before we start, subscribe to my channel and like the video. So, let's get started. Those who follow cricket closely will immediately notice certain characteristics of a good batter. How they take the ball to the bat, the stroke play, the defense, the grace, and maybe even the grit. However, every once in a while, a player comes along who has everything plus something that truly sets them apart. And maybe no one in his period can better illustrate this than Virat Kohli. His entry was anticipated by India's victory at the 2008 ICC Under-19 World Cup, and he swiftly adapted to the white ball game at the senior level before making his Test debut in June 2011. His statistics in international cricket speak for themselves. 20,638 runs, 68 centuries, and an ODI average of 60.31. The teenager was not particularly talented when he first entered the game, but his passion for cricket and physical training propelled him further. It wouldn't be shocking if he went on to shatter every major batting record in the history of international cricket. The BCCI released a video in which Sachin Tendulkar praised Kohli, saying he was always a threat. Now, at age 34, he's on the edge of playing his 110th Test match, an accomplishment as unusual as his abilities. He has spent nearly 11 years on the largest platform. His talent to hit the ball, his positive attitude, his will to score runs, and his physical well-being make him stand out. He fulfills all the qualities necessary to enter the pantheon of legendary figures. His pure batting style and a never-say-die spirit are admired mostly by others, while others criticize his outspokenness and aggression on the field. Whether you're a fan or a critic of Virat Kohli, you've probably wondered the same thing. What is the secret sauce that makes this man possibly the greatest cricketer of this generation? Whether playing for India or Royal Challengers Bangalore, his will to win never wanes. Compared to other batters, his dedication to staying on the field until he finishes sets him apart. As a batsman, Virat Kohli has one of the finest swings in the game. Seeing him unleash his cover drive is like witnessing Roger Federer's delectable backhand or Cristiano Ronaldo's stunning bicycle kick. Indulging in Kohli's legendary drives provides an unrivaled sense of fulfillment. The crowd used to gasp whenever Sachin hit a straight drive collectively. With this, there is much more to the book of his ultimate achievements. Let's discuss some of his greatest achievements and awards of all time. There is no doubt that Kohli is a great batsman, but it's important to put his achievements into context. He has played much of his cricket in India, where the pitches are very conducive to batting, and the bowling standards are not as high as in other parts of the world. He has played in an era where batting conditions have been very favourable. The introduction of bigger bats and flatter pitches has made scoring runs much easier than it used to be. We must remember that cricket is a team sport, and Kohli has had the luxury of playing with some very talented players throughout his career. The Arjuna Award, India's highest sporting honour, has been presented to Virat Kohli. The Indian captain has won numerous awards, including the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian honour. He received these honours in 2013 and 2017 for his outstanding service to Indian cricket. Virat Kohli has scored 20,000 runs in a decade, an incredible feat he accomplished this year. It happened at Port of Spain, while India was playing with the West Indies. It was Kohli's 43rd one-day century, and he scored it in that match. These scores are based on his Test and T20I debut in 2010, when the data was collected. Runner-up Ricky Ponting scored 18,962 runs. Winning the Test series 2-1 in Australia was another remarkable achievement for Team India under Virat Kohli's leadership. After being blown in their first Test, India staged a miraculous comeback to defeat Australia by 8 wickets in the second match, and then secure a monumental 3-wicket win in the Fortress Gabba. While Virat Kohli was captain of Team India, they won a historic Test series in Australia, and now they hold a similar lead in the Test series against England. After the first Test between India and England finished in a tie, the Kohli-led team scored historic victories at Lord's and the Oval. Virat Kohli is the only Indian captain to have led his team to Test series victory on 4 international grounds twice, after leading Team India to victories in Brisbane, Lord's, Oval and Centurion in 1 year. Before 2018, Kohli had already led India to victories in Johannesburg, Nottingham, Adelaide and Melbourne. The 33-year-old also made history earlier this year by being the first Asian captain ever to win a Test match at Centurion, joining England's Nasser Hussain in 2000 and Australia's Michael Clarke in 2014. After several historic victories during his tenure, India topped the ICC Test rankings for 42 months, from October 2016 to early March 2020. In 2017, Virat Kohli became the fastest international player to attain the milestone of reaching 15,000 runs. In only 304 games, he managed to accomplish this. He also became the first ever batter to have this feat under his belt, averaging over 50. It occurred during the one-off T20I match versus Sri Lanka in Colombo. In addition, Kohli joins the ranks of the other 32 players who have reached this milestone in international cricket. Kohli scored his 6th double century in a Test match, this time between India and Sri Lanka. Brian Lara had previously held a record 5 Test centuries. As of this time, he sits at number 6 on the all-time list of Test players with the most double centuries, which Sir Don Bradman currently holds. Having led India to their first World T20 Championship game is undoubtedly the crowning achievement of Virat Kohli's tenure as India's Test captain. Though India lost the final against New Zealand by 8 wickets, Kohli led the team to victories in the Test series against the West Indies, South Africa, Bangladesh, Australia and England. Virat Kohli set a new record for the fastest captain to reach 5,000 runs in a Test in the day or night Test match against Bangladesh in Kolkata in 2019. He did it in his 86th inning, breaking Ricky Ponting's record of 97. The 2 fastest to reach the milestone were Clive Lloyd and Graham Smith. Just 7 other captains in the history of the Whites have reached his 5,000-run plateau, making him one of them. Virat Kohli scored 254 runs without being dismissed in the first innings of the second Test of the 3-match Test series with South Africa at Pune in 2019. Hitting 4th, the right-hander hit 33 fours and 2 sixes. In a Test inning, it is the highest score ever made by an Indian captain. India won the Test match by an innings and 137 runs, after posting a mammoth total of 605 to 5 declared, thanks largely to a double century by their captain, Kohli. The win puts the Asian powerhouses up 2-0 in the series, with just 1 game remaining. Kohli, the skipper, was named the match's most valuable player for his outstanding double century. It is worth noting that Virat has the top 3 highest scores ever made by an Indian captain in Test matches. So, how good is Virat Kohli? He is undoubtedly a great batsman who scored a lot of runs. That said, his achievements should not be taken away from him, and he will go down as one of the game's greats. With this, let's wrap up the video. But don't forget to smash that red subscribe button and give a thumbs up to the video. See you in the next video and have a great day.